quick review of last week's episode and this week's tesol topic. Next on Hopewell Tesol. Let's go! Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Hopewell Tesol. My name's Chris Hopewell, and I'm your Tesol guy. Last week, our Tesol topic was common activities for common methods. A quick review, we talked about grammar translation method activities, like translation of literary passages, or vocabulary work like antonyms and synonyms. And we talked about direct method, activities like conversation practice, Q&A, lots of Q&A, and dictation. And we talked about audiolingual method, activities like tongue twisters, and the many kinds of drilling. And we talked about total physical response, activities like charades and Simon Says. And finally, we talked about communicative language teaching, with activities like information gap and think, pair, share. So, what is today's tesol topic? I'm shaking with anticipation. Will you tell us, please, you're killing the theory of multiple intelligences, otherwise known as Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences. Shout out Howard Gardner. In 1983, because Gardner felt traditional views of intelligence were too limited, he published his book, Frames of Mind, Theory of Multiple Intelligences. In Frames of Mind, Gardner claimed, more or less, basically, intelligence is not a general ability. Intelligence is comprised of many different kinds of abilities. Gardner originally decided on 7 abilities that manifest multiple intelligence, then later added one more. So now we have what people call the 8 intelligence types. Okay, so let's break down the 8 intelligence types. Sweet, let's do it. First, we have visual spatial intelligence. People with this kind of intelligence are good at visualizing and spatial judgment, visualizing the world in 3D, recognizing patterns. They probably enjoy reading and writing for pleasure. They are good at puzzles and mazes. They're good at understanding pictures, charts, and graphs. They like drawing and painting. Potential careers for people with good visual spatial intelligence would be engineers, artists, and architects. Second is linguistic verbal intelligence. This is basically a capacity for learning words and languages. These people are very good with words when speaking or writing, of course. They are good at remembering written or spoken information. They're good at telling stories and jokes. They're good at discussions and debates. They're good at explaining things like instructions or directions. Potential careers for people with verbal linguistic intelligence would be lawyers, teachers, writers, journalists, comedians, and TV personalities. Next is logical mathematical intelligence. Basically, this is a capacity for reasoning, abstraction, numbers, and critical thinking. These people think conceptually about patterns, numbers, and relationships. They have great problem-solving skills. They like doing scientific experiments. Interesting people. Sounds like fun. They like thinking about abstract ideas. They like solving complex mathematical equations. Potential careers for people with logical mathematic intelligence would be engineer, computer programmer, scientist, mathematician, accountant. Next, we have bodily kinesthetic intelligence. Basically, this is connected to the ability to do physical activities. These people are good at bodily control, bodily movement, performing actions, and physical control. These people have better than average hand-eye coordination. Like that. These people are usually good at sports because they have above average physical coordination. They remember by doing, not seeing or hearing. Potential careers for people with bodily kinesthetic intelligence would be dancer, actor, anything in sports, teaching sports, physical education, playing sports at a high level. Next is musical intelligence. This involves sensitivity to sounds, rhythms, and tones of music. These people have good pitch, can sing, play musical instruments, and compose music. These people might notice off-key notes that other people don't, and are good at memorizing songs and musical phrases. Potential careers for people with musical intelligence would be musician, obviously, singer, conductor, or a music teacher. Next is interpersonal intelligence. This is what is often referred to as being people smart. It means you understand people. These people have a sensitivity to other people's moods, feelings, temperaments, and motivations. These people are good at cooperation and group work. So they are good at understanding and relating to other people. They are good at verbal and nonverbal communication. And they're good at seeing different perspectives. They are good at creating relationships and resolving conflicts. Potential careers for people with good interpersonal intelligence would be salespeople, politicians, managers, teachers, and social workers. Next is intrapersonal intelligence. This is about a person's self-reflective abilities and a deep understanding of the self. These people are good at being aware of their emotional states and feelings. They like to self-reflect and self-analyze. They like daydreaming and thinking about their personal strengths. They like analyzing theories and ideas, and they understand their own motivations for why they do what they do. Potential careers for people with good intrapersonal intelligence would be writers, scientists, therapists, artists, or entrepreneurs. And finally, we have naturalistic intelligence. This one was not originally part of Gardner's 7 intelligences. This intelligence is about nurturing and relating to one's surroundings and understanding environmental issues, animal issues. These people are interested in biology, zoology, botany. They like to catalog and categorize information about the natural world. They probably like camping, hiking, outdoors activities, and caring for animals. They probably have pets. Potential careers for people with naturalistic intelligence would be biologist, farmer, gardener, shout out Howard Gardner, meteorologist, geologist, or even a chef. So, does everyone have just one intelligence? No. I know. Everyone has every intelligence in varying degrees. Very varying degrees. Some have a little more of something, some have a little less of something. Personally, I look at these intelligences like cups. Each intelligence is a cup. Some cups are almost full, some cups are almost empty. But all the cups are filled to varying levels. For me, my bodily kinesthetic cup is pretty full because I'm usually not too bad at sports. My musical intelligence cup is pretty full because I have pretty good pitch and I can remember songs pretty easily. However, I would say that my logical mathematical cup is not very full at all. I was never really great at math. Who can relate to that? Hopefully most of you. And now for some criticism. Some say there's a lack of empirical evidence for Gardner's theory, meaning that there are no validating experiments to prove that the theory is true. As well, cognitive neuroscience doesn't support the theory of multiple intelligences. Is this criticism valid? It's hard to say. You'll have to do the research and form your own conclusions. However, I would say, in my humble opinion, valid or not, the idea of multiple intelligences can be very useful in a language classroom. How? Good question. Well, learning a language would arguably be primarily associated to linguistic intelligence. Okay, but remember, we said language learning at its best is an active, interactive, social activity that necessitates various real-world skills. And in my opinion, this linguistic intelligence becomes much more effective and activated and acute, realistic, fun, exciting, and genuine when paired with other types of intelligences. This is really about language activation. So, I would say variety is key in language classrooms. You will have a variety of students who need to be taught in a variety of different ways that will activate their varieties of intelligences. So please, just try to cover all your bases. Imagine if we just read literary passages passages every day? GTM. We are only making use of one kind of intelligence, linguistic intelligence. Well, that's boring and probably not fair to students who are less able linguistically and verbally. We need to activate other types of intelligences and involve everyone in the classroom in different ways. Some students have great bodily kinesthetic intelligence, so get your students moving around, dancing, acting, playing games and sports, maybe total physical response. Some students have great musical intelligence, so get singing, listening to music, writing songs, talking about their favorite songs. Audiolingual method. Some students have great interpersonal intelligence, so get them in groups, discussing, debating, solving problems, communicative language teaching. The students with high levels of these intelligences will get a chance to show off their skills, and the students with lower levels of those intelligences get a chance to improve. Everybody is active, everybody is engaged, everybody wins. Everybody wins. Okay, my friends, that's it for today's episode. I hope you learned a thing or two about how students have very diverse minds that require diverse teaching methods and thus diverse lesson activities. If indeed you did find this episode useful, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And I'll see you next week for another episode of Hope-Well-Tesol. And remember, if you want it to go well, you gotta hope well. These people have better... Maybe a few more. Hand-eye coordination.
It's hard.
I don't see why. Average hand-eye coordination. Ooh, that would have been good. Those are great throws. It's not your fault.
I know.
These people have better than average hand-eye coordination. Like that.